So the maple syrup is the key to get that beautiful golden brown on your turkey. That's gonna make it look like it came out of a magazine. Okay, so I let that just come to a boil so everything comes together, and then I'll take it off the heat. Every half hour, I baste my turkey. Okay, Marcella, if you can cut up the veggies for me. So just cut those into thirds, cut the onions into quarters, and we'll put them right in the roasting pan. And I'm gonna make the ranch butter.
You got it.
So got a stick of softened butter. It needs to be room temperature so that you can mix it easily. And then the rest of the seasoning mix goes in there.
It is such a universally liked flavor, so it must pair greatly with the turkey.
Totally, it tastes great with the turkey. Okay, so that goes in, and it's a good little time saver because you've already got all your spices in there.
Small fact that my wedding cake was ranch flavored.
When I was a kid, I think that's how my grandma got all of us to eat vegetables. She just gave us ranch dressing.
I was gonna say, that's the dip you put out so that the kids eat the veggies.
The kids love it.
Making kids eat vegetables since 1926.
So you just get that mixed into the butter, just like that. And then I'm gonna put this under the skin. And that's what's gonna flavor all the meat of the turkey. So I'll come over here. Actually, Marcella, will you put the roasting rack in here?
Yes.
And so you don't have to get your hands dirty.
Okay.
I'll pick up the turkey and put them right on top.
A big one.
It's a big turkey.
That's about 12 pounds, don't you think, Chef?
It's about 2
All right,
pounds.
so what I like to do is take my fingers underneath the skin.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the tightest turkey ever.
It's like trying to find coins on a couch, right?
Okay. All right, so take your hand underneath and loosen it all up. You can do this ahead of time. If you're squeamish, don't watch.
No, but that's really important to do that.
Yeah, so you loosen it up, and then you can just slide the butter right underneath there.
Well, that's the thing. If you just rub it on the skin, it's not gonna penetrate. You really have to get in there to get that nice crispy skin and all the flavor.
Right, right. You wanna just massage it into the bird, rub it all underneath, just like that, all that good buttery flavor. Let's put some here under the legs.
I always like to saturate that area because it seeps into like the legs of the turkey.
Yeah.
When I do my chickens, you put it underneath either truffle butter or pepper butter, whatever you want. That's the way to do it.
Let's get one on this side.
And even if you have just like a chunk up here, it's gonna melt down into the leg of the turkey anyway.
And this is also gonna give a lot of flavor to the pan drippings. So when you make your gravy, it's gonna taste really good. All right, Marcella, if you'll salt and pepper that for me, I'm gonna wash my hands.
So it only
Always very
goes between the skin and the turkey, not so much over the top?
Right, I just put it between the skin because that's what's gonna flavor the turkey.
Got it.
And if you'll put that in the oven for me when you're done, that'd be great.
You got it.
Need a lift?
It weighs more than I do this time.
Hey, we gotta feed a crowd. We're hungry around here. Goes into the oven at 425 and then immediately turn it down to 350. I baste it every 30 minutes with this little basting broth we have, and then take it out when the thigh registers 160. And I've got one over here that's already been cooked.
Wow.
That looked delicious. And I made a gravy with our broth and our pan dripping, so it's a great ranch gravy. But before we carve it, doesn't it need to have a little bit of garnish? And Marcella, you're so good at that.
Yeah, and it's really simple. If you present the whole bird and carve it at the table, here's a way to pretty it up. Now, what I like to do is kind of represent the flavors that are in the recipe, and because you use ranch, well, there's a whole lot of herbs. The secret is you want to use the more sturdier herbs because they're going to be able to stand up to the heat. Like if you put like cilantro or parsley, it's going to wilt and it's not going to be very pretty after a good 10 minutes. So take just a whole bunch of herbs and make a beautiful base just like this.
So pretty.
I like scallions too. Sometimes I even make a turkey that has pomegranate or dried apricots that would be also beautiful decorations for the platter. You just want to make sure it's nice and green at the base, just like this. So keep it nice and full, nice and sturdy.
That looks gorgeous.
And that's pretty much all you need. Look at that. And there you go. You have a beautifully and easily presented turkey.
Gorgeous. All right, so all this turkey talk, I think it's time for a bite, right?
Yes, please.
So I'm gonna carve you all off a little bite, but if you wanna learn how to carve a turkey like an Iron Chef, we did it last year, Jeffrey showed us. Let's give you a little bit of gravy on there.
Please.
Gotta have the gravy.
I am such a
all day.
gravy fan.
Yes, girl.
Whenever you think you've made enough gravy, make more.
True.
I have a secret. I actually save the gravy, freeze it, and next year I reboil it and add it to the new gravy.
I don't know. I'm
Well,
on the fence about that
I
one.
top you both.
Just the
I
same
actually
thing.
bleed gravy.
What's your blood type?
Yeah.
G.
Yeah.
Okay,
Type
stop.
G.
Stop.
Stop. Is it good?
Because you need to taste this turkey.
Yeah?
The ranch, it's like nice and seasoned, but it doesn't actually taste like ranch dressing. It just tastes like all those beautiful seasonings
Great
that you...
seasoning.
Exactly. The skin is crisp. The turkey's juicy. This is a fabulous recipe. I love this, Katie. We'll be right back.
Hey, welcome back to our Thanksgiving show. You've got a big meal to make, and sometimes having the right tools is the key to success. But not everything is worth buying. We're here to tell you which tools are must-haves and which are need-nots. It's our Gear Guide Thanksgiving edition. Because you're spending so much money on everything else. Don't get all fancy with the gadgets. First
Right.
things first, GZ, a meat thermometer.
Well, everyone knows on Tool Takedown, I use the basic minimum, knives. But you do need a thermometer. This is a must-have, in my opinion. It's about $60 to $100. It sounds pricey, it is, but it really will make everything so simple for you, okay?
Where are you shopping where that's $60?
Well, that's a very special one.
Okay.
You know what? No.
I usually get it at
No.
the end of the aisle in the grocery store. It's about $5 to $10.
But they don't last very long.
Mine, I honest to
guys
God,
are
I've had
fancy.
mine, I got mine for $69. I've had it for almost 14 years,
Yeah,
and it still works.
perfect, right.
Got a nail, boom, like that.
So it's an investment
I think
piece,
so.
but
It's so worth it.
now let's
Okay.
talk about the thermometer and the bird.
Well, everyone knows I say when is it cooked, when it's done. And when this bird is done, in my opinion, it is 155 degrees and it rests up to 160. The FDA says 165. You want to put it two places. In the biggest part of the thigh right here,
Okay.
and in the largest part of the breast, but don't touch the bone,
All right.
okay? Now, what do we all think? You know these pop-up things in here? What do we all think of these?
Don't like it.
No, may, like.
No trust, no.
Don't like
No
it.
trust. The problem with these is they pop up at 185 degrees.
Holy boil, so almost boiling.
And they put a hole in your bird.
It's not good. Don't get a turkey with these. Ignore these. Even if you have the bird with those in, ignore them. Use this. You will be very happy. I promise you.
So this
right.
is a must-have.
This
Yes,
is a
agreed.
must-have.
Must-have.
A very must-have.
All right,
Very,
Chef.
very must-have.
So a popular Thanksgiving gadget is the fat separator.
Yes,
Talk
you got
about
this
it.
little pitcher here with the spout. It goes down to the bottom there. We've all seen them. But what you do with these is you pour all those drippings into there. And then believe it or not, the fat is less dense than the liquid portion of the gravy. So after a while, it settles and comes to the bottom. And then you can easily pour all that liquid gold while keeping the
Liquid
fat out of
gold.
it. So this is a very easy thing, all right? So is this a must-have?
Or a need not.
I'm gonna say need not.
Okay.
All right, this is great, it works, but there's nothing better, right? If
Skim it
let
up.
this sit, you can even throw it in the fridge for a little bit and it gets solid actually, and you can break it away. But you take a spoon, a larger spoon, look at that. You can just kind of start going around the edge.
Yes.
Taking out all that fat, all that kind of skin. You know, you want a little bit in there. If you
Yeah.
ask me. I want a little bit
It's a
in there.
nice silky mouthfeel on the first day.
Exactly.
Don't forget, usually you're going to put flour in there.
Exactly.
Make a little roux.
A little
So
bit of
you do need some
Yeah.
fat. So maybe if you're not going the roux route, this is your way. And these are like $6 to $25.
So-
you can get a glass one, a plastic one.
Need not?
I'm gonna say need not.
Need
because
not.
everybody's got a spoon.
You got a spoon? You can do
A
this?
spoon, eyes, and a brain.
All right, Marcela
It's like the
Valladolid.
Wizard of Oz.
Valladolid. Honestly, this is a no-brainer for me, but there's
Roasting
a
rack.
solution. Roasting rack and roasting pan. Now, you want to have something that's nice and heavy with even heat distribution because you are going to make your gravy there. And I think the rack is also really important because it's all about heat circulation. You want a
Circulation.
nice, even cooking on the bird.
Not
But if-
everyone has a convection.
but exactly, and this is really gonna help with that. It really, really is. And the heavy pan is really, really gonna help with that cooking of the gravy. It's just gonna pick up all those drippings. And you don't want something flimsy. Okay? Now, if you don't have the roasting pan and the roasting rack, you could always use a baking pan, even though it's not as sturdy, it will definitely work. And if you don't have a rack, you can always use vegetables. Just put them below the turkey. You're not gonna get the height that you're gonna get like from a roasting rack like this.
It's like a vegetable trivet, though.
Yeah, but it kind of solves that problem of having your turkey sit in all of the juices and not getting any sort of crispy skin on the bottom. So I think it's a must-have.
Yes.
Well, it's
I really
also,
do.
This is a must-have.
I really
it's a
do.
must-have, but also for that is it makes it easier to lift the turkey out, so you just go like this
True.
and put it
It
down.
really does.
Yeah.
And it's an investment that you're going to use year-round.
after that. For chickens,
just
for
on-
rib roast,
Yes,
everything.
for your prime rib, anything
Yep.
you cook that needs that circulation. It's not just for Thanksgiving, it's for the
Circulation.
whole year.
You know what I love about this? Even though you say it's a must-have, you've also shown me need not. You can kind of work your way around it, and that's what this is all about.
Do they have what it takes to beat Bobby Flay?
Better be scared.
You can't beat my bunch.
Delicious.
The oven gloves are off, so let the battle begin.
Punch him in the nose with your flavor.
This dish will spin your head around.
Ooh, shots fired.
Can anyone take down the master?
She's making a pact with the devil. Oh. This is ridiculous. And the winner is...
Beat Bobby Flay tomorrow at 7 on Food Network.
All the way from the US of A, Ree's recipes work for everyone.
There's nothing better than one-pot meals. That'll get the thumbs up.
Rustle up some cowboy comfort food
The cheese is perfectly melted.
and keep your ranch hands happy. A brand new series from our favorite frontier cook,
These fries are for you and for me.
The Pioneer Woman. Thursdays at 7:50 on Food Network.
I'm making English oat crackers. So I've got 3 cups of oats, 1 cup of flour, half a cup of light brown sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm just gonna pulse this until it's ground. Okay, the next thing I need is butter. I've got a half a pound of butter that's cut in half-inch cubes. And this is really like making pastry. I'm just gonna pulse it in until it's the size of peas. Okay, that looks about right. Now I just need a little water. I'm gonna put 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda in it, just for a little leavening. Okay, I'm just gonna pour this in while I pulse it. It's really like making pastry. That looks perfect. Okay, now I just have to roll them out. So 2 sheet pans, parchment paper, and a small ice cream scoop really works so you get exactly the right size balls of dough. Just gonna do a round ball. So that's 24 done. Now I just need to press them down. I'm gonna take a drinking glass, I'm gonna flour it, and then just press it down. Okay, perfect. A little fleur de sel or sea salt, something like that, on top. And then I'm gonna bake them 375 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes, and they're gonna be really good oat crackers.
Cutting-edge scientist Pat Spain hunts down new answers to infamous and unsolved cases.
I want to start from scratch.
Given the latest technology,
We are going to find out if we have just found the Irish crown jewels.
he's discovering and testing new evidence.
The person who did this had to be left-handed.
It's a groundbreaking revelation.
There's brand new evidence that's never been seen by the public before.
All new Legend Hunter on Travel Channel.
Welcome back to the kitchen. If you are looking to try something new with your turkey, we've got 2 new turkey methods. And get this, they are both time savers. That's right, it's time for 2 time-saving turkeys. Sunny is out on the deck there ready to fry up her turkey. Look at that. I'm excited. I love a deep-fried turkey.
Yes.
But first off, I got a new way to make your turkey. And this one just might change all your lives. Are you ready, Marcella?
I'm ready.
You are to be my sous chef, and
Yes.
you are going to cut those into slices. Not about that thick, right?
Okay.
And just rough chop those. Very simple today. Just
Yes.
keep it whole. We're just going to use that kind of to fortify the drippings in our pan sauce.
You got it.
I say that this year, save some time, spend more time with your loved ones, and roast your turkey in pieces. When you order your turkey from your butcher from the grocery store, or when you go there that day, be like, hey, sir, hey, madame, can you please cut these into pieces? What you want to do, though, is keep that whole turkey breast intact. You don't want to split this.
Yeah.
Right? Because this is going to be the centerpiece. So you got your 2 wings, your 2 thighs, and my favorite, the 2 drumsticks.
Wait, but maybe everybody wants breast. So if it's cut up like this, you can go and ask for more breast pieces or more wing pieces if you want dark meat. So it can be like, it can be tailored to your family.
So you got your pieces here. So what we're gonna do next, all I did before this, right? I didn't wet brine it, but I did dry brine it, much like I did last Thanksgiving.
That turkey
You did it.
blew my mind.
I saw your Instagram post.
Yes.
It's so easy to do. The only thing, it takes a couple more days, but you don't have to kind of negotiate fridge space for it. You don't have